New Orleans Sewerage and Water Board Executive Director Cedric Grant, who announced he would step down amid mounting criticism of his agency's handling of Saturday's floods, will earn $175,400 a year through his pension, according to the city. Grant announced his retirement Tuesday, just before the city council began a hearing to aggressively question his agency's response to the floods. Pumping stations serving the two New Orleans neighborhoods hit hardest by Saturday's flood. That hearing was held in response to residents' concerns and shifting stories about whether all pumps were working during the storm. Though SWB officials had insisted for days the pumps were at their full capacity, council members' questioning eventually led to the revelation that two critical stations were only operating at between 57% and 63% of their full capacity. Grant has long been a fixture of New Orleans administrations and a key member of Mayor Mitch Landry's staff, serving as both head of the SWB and coordinating infrastructure for both the utility and the city's administration. Grant will also eligible to continue receiving healthcare coverage from the SWB and will be paid for unused sick days and leave, said Erin Burns, spokeswoman for Mayor Mitch Landry. Prior to Tuesday's meeting, Grant, who was hired to lead the SWB in 2014 for $210,000 a year, said he had recently learned that his staff was not forthright, which is unacceptable, and would leave after the end of hurricane season, rather than be a distraction to the hard work of fixing the system. Earlier today, I notified the mayor of my retirement later this fall, Grant said in the announcement. It is also clear to me that there are additional personnel actions that are needed to restore confidence in this organization. I look forward to helping our mayor, this council and the board identify what specifically needs to be done to rebuild this organization and our critical infrastructure. After several days of statements and information, then new statements and updated information. Those issues were not raised in his short resignation letter, released by the city Wednesday night. I have served the city of New Orleans honorably in 3 administrations and been a professional public administrator for over 40 years, Grant wrote. However, I will retire from service as the executive director of the Sewerage and Water Board of New Orleans effective November 30, 2017. Thank you for the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to lead the capital development of New Orleans and the Sewerage and Water Board of New Orleans. It has been an honor to serve you and our community, he wrote. The possibility that Grant would leave his position was apparently raised Monday night, though the decision wasn't finalized until the next day. He is one of 2 people who have lost their jobs so far over issues connected to the storm. Public Works Director Mark Jernigan was called into Landry's office on Tuesday afternoon after facing questions from council members angry about the slow pace of catch basin cleanouts. Landry later announced Jernigan had resigned. Jernigan's letter of resignation and the details of his retirement package were not immediately available. The issues surrounding the flood are also expected to result in the firings of 2 SWB at a meeting at 9 a.m. Thursday. General Superintendent Joe Becker and Communications Director Lisa Martin. Landry, who serves as president of the SWB, called for their firings after watching the testimony Tuesday. Follow Jeff Adelson on Twitter, @Jadelson.